Hey, what is up everyone? In this video, I wanted to talk about the best beginner Amazon FBA strategy in 2024. So I wanted to highlight 5 key areas to really focus on, as if you really master these 5 areas, you should have no problem in regards to succeeding and scaling past, let's say, 10 grand profit on Amazon FBA, which is very, very doable, right? So here are the 5 areas. The first would be mindset. Second would be choosing the right business model. Third would be identifying winning products. Fourth would be cash flow. And fifth would be scaling. And like I said, guys, if you focus on these 5 key areas, then you should really have no problem getting to your financial goals. So the first would be mindset. So this indirectly correlates to your success, just because when it comes to selling on Amazon, just like every other business model, there will be a lot of roadblocks and a lot of challenges. And oftentimes in the moment, it might seem like it's very difficult. It's not something that you could get around, but I'm speaking from my own personal experience, but if you approach every challenge and every difficult situation with a positive mindset, you will always be able to find a solution. It might not be the solution you are looking for, but it will be a solution, and it'll be something that gets you one step further. With a positive mindset, you should really always believe in yourself. I think that's the most important one. If you believe that you can get to 10 grand profit and you believe that it's possible, then you will 100% be able to achieve that. If you do not believe that it's possible, then you will have a very, very difficult time getting to your financial goals and becoming financially free. You should also understand that anything is possible and your goals are really not that far away. So if you're a beginner seller, I'd imagine you're making less than $2,000 a month, right? And just to go from 0 to 10K, it really does not take that much. It just requires learning the base fundamentals on selling on Amazon, such as product research, shipping your products, and just doing it at a scale. It really does not take that long to get there. You could ideally get to 10K profit in less than 90 days. I've had students who hit that benchmark in 60 days or less, right? So you can't possibly tell me it's not possible. You can literally change your life in 3 months. If you lock in, put your head down, grind every single day, and you pop back up 90 days later, I guarantee your financial situation will be a lot different. So here is some proof that it works, right? On the left is a screenshot of one of my students. His name is Rayjan. He joined the program in middle of April, and then by the end of May, he hit 10 grand profit, and I actually told him to go for a 15K profit, and now we're in the process of transitioning into wholesale. But he's one of the students. Clear success story of 10K is possible. On the right is a screenshot of my own Amazon seller account. Over the last 30 days, I've done over $270,000 USD in sales. So I am another testimonial, another proof that it works. If you told me 2 years ago that I would be selling, $200,000 a month on Amazon, even 100K, I would not believe you. But here I am, sitting here in front of my webcam, recording this video, telling you that it's possible. So the next area to really focus on is choosing the right business model. You can start by asking yourself, what do you want to do? If you want to build a brand, then I suggest going down the private label route. I did do some research into private label when I first started Amazon. And a lot of people told me that you need a minimum of $30,000 in order to just get your item off the ground. If you wanted to just make a quick couple thousand, then I would highly suggest just selling an existing brand. So you go down the arbitrage route, retail arbitrage or online arbitrage, or go down the wholesale route. It is a lot easier. I guess you see results a lot quicker, and it does not require as much capital as it would take to succeed in private label, right? And that leads to the second question on how much capital you need to invest. So with arbitrage, literally need as little as $2,000 to $3,000 to begin. You can literally even start with less. And I always tell my students, even if you have a lot of money, I don't suggest dumping more than $500 into your first product, just because you need to build confidence, you need to build momentum and understand what a winning product looks like. And in order to get to that point, you need to purchase like 10 to 15 units, ship it into Amazon and see that first sale and see your first couple dollars in profit before you really get a good idea of what a winning product is like. So do not dump more than $500 into your first product, and you really need less than $2,000 to start. Whereas with private label, minimum you need 10 grand, but ideally you need $30,000 plus. The next question you should ask yourself is how much time can you invest into Amazon, right? With arbitrage and reselling products, you really need as little as 5 hours a week, and the breakdown for that 5 hours is essentially just learning and scouring through, different stores and finding the deals and steals to purchase. So that takes some time, but over the longer you do it, the better you will get, and it'll be easier for you to identify which brands are good and which brands are not. So you need as little as 5 hours. Ideally, if you could invest 10 hours a week, that would be amazing. You would definitely find and see success a lot quicker. The next question to ask is, do you have any previous business experience? So with reselling branded items, going down the arbitrage route, it is very beginner friendly. Most people who start Amazon, they do not have prior experience before. And it's great because it doesn't require any sales, any marketing skills like dropshipping, and any other business models. You're essentially just hopping on the wave of, say, Tide. They've spent hundreds of years building up a loyal customer base that would just purchase from them. And you're just capitalizing on a small fraction, not even 1% of their total customer base. And you can make thousands of dollars. And the last question to ask yourself is, how fast do you want to see success? So I get this question a lot, and if you are doing arbitrage, you can literally turn a profit from day one just because you are, reselling name brand products. Especially if you're in my mentorship program, I give you the green light on whether or not you should buy this item. These are the exact criteria that I look for in my Amazon business. So if it doesn't fall in that criteria, then I would literally just say, no, do not buy this. And that will save you hundreds, if not of thousands of dollars. Like I said, you could see success as soon as your first product that you purchase. The next area to focus on is identifying winning product. And with that, it's such a general topic where you really have to break down into many subtopics. And the first would be choosing a niche. So I recommend picking a niche and sticking to it. The last thing you want to do is spend one day looking at toys and the next day looking at beauty items, and then the third day looking at clothing and accessories. So just pick a niche. So pick either toys and stick with it, or pets and stick with it. Health and beauty, or even groceries. There's many different niches that sell very, very, very well, especially on Amazon. The next would be learning the different types of product research methods and supplier outreach. So there are, several different ways that you could go about finding winning products. If you go down the arbitrage route, or if you go down the wholesale route, there's many different ways to find distributors. Also using different softwares and understanding the type of data and visuals that you're looking at. Use different softwares like AZ Insights or Keepa, or if you'd like, use Seller Amp. These softwares are required in order to make strong purchasing decisions, and without them, you might be a little screwed. The next would be learning where to source products. So that's just, the nature of looking at a lot of items, finding out which stores are good. That's another area that you really need to focus on when it comes to identifying winning products. But if you source enough, you should have no problem understanding what stores are good and what stores are not good. Next would be how to gain an advantage over other sellers when it comes to finding products. And you could do that by simply utilizing Rakuten, using gift cards, cashback, and depending on the season or the month that you're in, you can also utilize different holidays, right? So now coming up is almost back to school, so there's a lot of good deals. After back to school, it is Black Friday and then Christmas, so sales are really good. Almost every retail store goes on sale, so that's where you're gonna find a lot of good steals and a lot of good deals to purchase for your Amazon business. The next area to focus on would be cash flow, right? Cash flow is a very, very, very important area to fully understand. And when it comes to succeeding and scaling your Amazon business, I'd say this is one of the core fundamentals. And within cash flow, there is how to increase capital. So utilization of credit cards, different line of credits, personal loans, different ways where you could obtain more cash. Because at the end of the day, this is a cash business, so it requires cash to make cash, and the more money that you have, the better. Like I said, I don't recommend putting more than $500 in your first product, but as you gain momentum and belief in yourself, you could definitely chuck in more money, and that's where increasing cash flow comes in. Next would be to reinvest all profits. And when I first started my Amazon business, for the first several months, I did not take that money out. I did not buy anything. I was just putting it back into my business, because that's how you compound and build your cash very quickly. Because the products we look for 30% ROI. So every $10 you spend, we are looking to make at least $3 in profit, right? So now imagine doing that at scale, and for 6 months straight, just reinvesting all of that cash back into your business. So that's how you grow super, super fast. Next would be focusing on inventory turnover. Obviously, we look for 30% ROI, but we also look for items that are Ideally under 50K BSR, between 50K and 100K BSR, that's okay, but it really depends on what the item is and how much it is. Focus on making sure that all your inventory sells within 2 to 3 weeks. So that way you can get your cash back, you pay off your credit cards and purchase more inventory. Next, I guess it goes hand in hand, but you should also focus on reducing dead inventory. Last but not least would be utilization of spend goals to increase sales. So when I first started selling on Amazon, one of my initial goals was to spend $10,000 every single week. So that's about $40,000 a month in inventory spend. So by setting goals like that, it definitely keeps you motivated. It keeps you on track to understand that, say if this week I'm not anywhere close to hitting my spend goal, I should definitely get off my bed, turn on my computer and start sourcing. At least that's how it helped me. But don't make the mistake of just spending money to spend money. Don't lower your buying criteria. Like if for some reason that week is just not the greatest week for sourcing, do not just buy items at 10% ROI, because that's how you also increase the likelihood of losing money. But set realistic spend goals. Don't set like an overspend goal. Like if you only have $5,000 to work with, do not aim for 10K, right? Set something realistic, and doing so would really help you scale your business very quickly. The last area to really focus on would be scaling, right? So now you begin to make sales, you're beginning to make profit, and you want to be more serious on your Amazon business. Perhaps you're even doing a couple $1,000s a month in profit now. So now you should really focus on this key idea of hiring a team around you. I'm not telling you to exit the business. And a lot of people, when they think of, hiring employees or VAs, it means that they could go out and go to a park midday and do absolutely no work. No, that's not the case. It just means you can stop doing the tedious tasks. And some of the tedious tasks would be the bookkeeping, or it'd be prepping items, things that doesn't directly correlate to making more money. So once you hire a team, so you hire a VA to source your catalogs, to reply to emails, to do bookkeeping, to ensure your accounting, your books are all good, or you hire someone to help you pack items. Those are two things that really free up your time a lot when you first get started. And by doing that, you can focus on sourcing more items, sending more emails, doing whatever, right? Doing the things that actually help grow a business. So you want to double down on the business model. If you're finding success in arbitrage, keep going down the arbitrage route. There's plenty of guys who are making millions of dollars every single year doing arbitrage, and it's a very valuable business model. If you found success in wholesale, double down on that. And keep doing what you know will help you keep growing. Your first goal should probably be to hit $5,000 a month in profit. And then the next would be $10,000 a month in profit. And after that, maybe bump it up to 15K or 20K and slowly move it up. And by having financial goals, you can really get a good idea, a good grasp on where you are in terms of progress. But at the end of the day, financial goals is just a metric to help you evaluate how well you're progressing. As long as you put your head down and you grind every single day, sooner or later, you will hit those financial goals. The next would be increasing efficiency. So when it comes to increasing efficiency, you could do many things, right? Like becoming more organized, adding more systems, creating better SOPs, or even just making your overall prep area cleaner, moving into a bigger space. Doing things like that can help reduce, time, and time is money. So you want to increase efficiency so you can pump out more units on a day-to-day basis or week-to-week basis. The next would be having guidance. I personally think it's very important when starting off Amazon and even scaling, because you want to be in a network with at least another seller who are a couple steps ahead of you, who's been where you are, who fully understand what to do and what not to do. And by having the proper guidance, you can ask them questions and get a good idea on how you can grow your business, because it isn't rocket science to get to 10K profit or even 20K profit. Plenty of people have done it. Over thousands of people in North America alone make over 20K profit a month off Amazon, right? So if they could do it, you can too. But sometimes, there's also a saying like, you don't know what you don't know. So sometimes it's just better to be in their network and ask them questions. Lastly, another thing that you could do to scale is to go full time. It is a very scary thing to do, but at some point you got to make an evaluation, right? If you're making a couple $1,000s and it's beginning to replace the amount of money that you currently make in your 9-to-5 or in your part-time job, and you really see a future, you really enjoy what you're doing, then I say go for it, right? Especially if you're young or on the younger side, you really have nothing to lose. I'm here to tell you that going full-time on Amazon was the best decision I ever made, as I do this full-time. And honestly, if I didn't make this decision, I definitely won't be where I am today. And it's just something that has to be done. Like I said, it's very scary, but if you get to this point where you're making a couple $1,000s every single month and you believe that it's self-sustaining or something that can sustain your lifestyle, then you should definitely give it a thought. But other than that, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to follow me on Instagram and message me, and we could talk there. Feel free to leave a thumbs up, and I'll see you next video. Bye.